this computer. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all got your brunch or having a good weekend. Um, I'm sorry, Lay. American football is my preferred sport, so they're in London, so they're trying to bring the real football over to across the pond.
No, like this was so wild. Because I'm like, there's this guy that's called Haaland. I don't know if anybody watched the soccer game.
Did
Oh
he get a
yeah,
hat trick? Did,
he's
did Holland get
insane.
a
That
hat
dude
trick?
literally get that. That dude's insane.
He's so young. How can you be 22 years old this good? It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. We're breaking records that were literally created by goats in soccer.
Well,
He
And
gets
you're
like hat tricks. Like I feel like every game.
yes, and he had a hat trick in this game too.
against Man U. Well, Man U's unfortunately not too hot right now, but
And Man City is, in my opinion, the best team in the Premier League. If we can talk about that another time. All right, so should we start it up?
yes, let's go ahead.
All right, so I'll just start with the first game I was looking at, which is the Browns Falcons game. We're not going to go over the Vikings game. Obviously, it already happened or it already started. I mean, if you want to go over some second half, is halftime still going on, or is it
yeah, his halftime just started. So the reason why I did that Justin Jefferson over 6.5 bet live was because Thielen rolled his ankle and it looked like it was pretty severe. I mean, he basically jumped on one foot to the sideline, and I'm assuming they gave him some shots or something because he's back out. But I think he's at 4 right now, so all he needs is 3. They might have got 2. I mean, let me check how many he has right now.
I hope Jefferson does it. He's on my fantasy team.
So Thielen. Oh, they just had the kickoff in the third. So Justin Jefferson has 5. So all he needs is 2 catches in the second half, and that's going to be a plus money hit. So, trying to get some more betting money here for these 1 o'clock slates.
Anyways, though, back to the picks. My first pick is the Browns Falcons game. Both teams have been pretty bad on defense, but we kind of expected that from the Falcons this season. We were not expecting this from the Browns, who have a lot of talent. They have Myles Garrett coming off the edge. They have a couple of great guys in secondary. Denzel Ward, 2-time Pro Bowler. They have a lot of talent on the defense, but they haven't been great so far this season. If their defense was a little better, I would pick them on a much bigger play, but I'm still picking them against the Falcons. Surprisingly, although the defense has been underperforming, the offense has been overperforming. They are averaging 28.5 points per game, which is good for the third best in the NFL. Chubb is right now averaging the most rushing yards per game. So I am a big fan of hopping on the Browns right now. I think they're the more talented team, and I think they're just a slightly better team. I got the Browns at -1 at a 2-unit play. Jacob, you got anything on that game?
Yeah, so actually I'm staying away from this game. Right now, the money is coming against the over. So it's coming on the under 45, but the under has moved. And this is one of 2 trap games I'm looking at. So the money's coming under 45, but the lines has moved to 47.5. So not really sure. And that's why I wait till usually game time. Because as we kind of explained privately, or I explained to you, a lot of times Vegas will get a lot of small bets. So we'll get a lot of small bets. So if you imagine 90% of there's 10 bets, nine of bets are $1, and then the 10th bet is $10. That's 90% of bets on one side, and then that one bet covers all that 90%. So right now, the line has moved from 45 to 47.5, but majority of the money is coming on the under. So I'm leaning towards the under, but again, this will be a game time play to see exactly where all that money comes into right at kickoff.
Yeah, and quick reminder, we also will, any game time plays, we'll throw them in the chat just to clear up the air a bit. But we're just going over.
So Scone and I, we definitely do you want me to call you Scone or Sam?
Sam. That's right.
Discord. Yeah. So Sam and I, we have very different betting strategies, which I think makes us a good team. I look at the money pretty much 90% of the time. That kind of helps me keep emotions out of it. Sam looks at players, who's in, who's out, and
Analysis.
who's better run defense, who has better pass defense, etc. So, but yeah, so I'm leaning towards the under. That's not an official play. Just keep check on the chat, and I'll make it there around 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and I think another game I want to look at, and it's probably the most interesting game of the day, or maybe I would say the best game of the day, is the Bills-Ravens game. And there's a lot of stuff here. I'm pretty sure it has the highest total out of any game. And it has the highest total for a reason. Both offenses have been really good outside of Buffalo's week 3 performance, even though they dominated time of possession. They didn't have a lot of points. It was also in that Miami Heat, which definitely didn't help them at all. But there's definitely a lot of props you can go with here. The Bills secondary is still depleted without Tre'Davious White and their top safety and their other top safety. So one guy I'm really liking who's at a low total, he's at the 4th highest receiving yards total, is Rashad Bateman, the Ravens' #1 receiver. I would definitely hop on this now. It's at 49.5. And I think that's a line he can easily hit, especially with Lamar Jackson, the way he's been playing. He's looking for the big plays. Rashad Bateman also has the best yards after catch. And the best yards per reception. So I'm liking Rashad Bateman. Another play I like is Stephon Diggs to hit his receiving yards. I think last week I took this too. This week I'm taking it again because I think they're playing a worse secondary who hasn't really been good this season. And their connection has been great so far this year. So I like Diggs over 79.5 yards this week. I think he's going to tear up the Ravens secondary, which is underperformed. Those are just two of my props that I like today. You like anything here?
I'm
Hey, real quick, man, not to interrupt you, but you said Bateman was an over 49, you said?
49.5, yeah.
Yeah, on FanDuel it's 43.5.
43.5 receiving. That's even better. I mean,
Right. That's why we suggest you have multiple sports books, whether it's Bovada, DraftKings, FanDuel. I mean, there's a billion, MGM, and shop around. We have a line that can move. I mean, maybe DraftKings knows something, but a 6-point move, and that's a thing too. So FanDuel, obviously, everybody has different analysts on these games. DraftKings has their own, FanDuel has their own. Yes, they kind of look at similar stuff, but again, so I'm looking at the under on this as well. All the East Coast games, especially because of the remnants of Hurricane Ian, I believe. Is that who it was? So it's been raining there since Friday or Saturday. It's an outdoor field, so we'll have to wait and see the move. There's a 90% chance of rain, possible thunderstorms. So the line on this one has moved from 54 to 50. So that's a pretty big drop. I'm kind of hesitant to get it at 50, but again, I'm looking at the under, and I was actually looking at Lamar Jackson's total under. So passing yards, but again, game time decision. I'll post it in the chat. So definitely these are all going to the VIP chat. Last week we had a special. We gave it to anyone in the free that was on here. But yeah, so I'm looking at Lamar Jackson total under. I don't want to say a line right now just because I'm waiting till game time, and then potential under on 50.5 for the Ravens, or for the total of the game, the Bills and the Ravens.
Like that pick. Next play, got a little division matchup between the Cowboys and the Commanders. And I'm very high on the Cowboys. I think Carson Wentz is in a similar situation to Daniel Jones last week, and I picked the Cowboys last week for a similar reason. I'm going to pick them today. Their pass rush is one of the best in the league. If you saw, they got 6-7 sacks on Daniel Jones last week.
Yeah.
They were bringing pressure on him every single time. And it's going to be more of the same. Carson Wentz has taken the most sacks this year. The O-line is the 30th ranked according to PFF. So I'm a big fan of the Cowboys to cover -3. I think Cooper Rush is a solid quarterback. I think they have a solid offense. And I don't think it's going to be a great day for the Commanders. The Cowboys defense, I definitely think, is one of the best, especially up front. So give me the Cowboys to cover 3. I like that honestly at a 3 to 4 unit play. So you get him out of field goal. That's my play for that one. You got anything there, Jacob?
Nah, I don't have anything on this game.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna pass on a couple games just so we can get through most of the
Yeah.
picks within the hour. But
That's cool. Next one, Eagles, Jaguars. Jacob is rooting against the Jaguars here.
that's where the emotion comes in. Go
yeah,
Colts! You see, I got
so.
I gave my Colts jersey to my nephew. I had a Bob Sanders, so I got to get a Jonathan Taylor here soon, and then every brunch I'll be wearing that jersey.
I actually like the Jaguars in the scenario +7. I think they're similar to the Eagles. Both have nice quarterbacks, young quarterbacks who are overperforming under center. The Jaguars also have the old Eagles head coach, Doug Peterson, and they're doing really well. The Jaguars are. So are the Eagles, obviously 3-0. The only undefeated team left in the NFL after the Dolphins lost on Thursday. But the Eagles have picked on a couple of bad defenses so far. I mean, the Vikings secondary was not good on that primetime game on Monday, nor was Kirk Cousins. The Lions secondary, Lions secondary has been getting burned all season. I'll talk more about that later. And they also beat the Commanders, who haven't been a great defense either. The Jaguars are definitely a step up in terms of pass rush. They have one of the best guys. They have Josh Allen coming off the edge. And they got their number 1 pick, who's also pretty good coming off the edge. Overall, the Jaguars are a very solid team. And they gave trouble to not the Jaguars. They gave trouble to the Chargers, beat them 38-10, basically ran them off the floor. So I think the spread is Jaguars +6.5. I'm going to bet it up to +7 and minus like 125 odds, just so I get some touchdown insurance. The Eagles probably pulled this one out, but I like the Jaguars at +7 here. Nice little 2 to 3 unit play.
Yeah. Again, I'm staying away from this totals game, emotional betting. So I'm not gonna bring that on to y'all. Philadelphia is getting hammered right now with rain. The line within the last 2 hours has moved from 48.5 to 43.5. I look at the weather a lot. I hit a pretty large parlay on the Chicago Bears, San Francisco. So I definitely think this is going to be a close game. That's going to affect the passing. And so the Eagles are 12th best in the league at passing yards allowed, and the Jags are 17th best. So they're definitely in the top half of the of the NFL in passing yards allowed. So with the torrential downpour, it being dropped 5 points, I'm definitely I got it at 45.5 earlier. So 43.5, I would put that as a play. So under 43.5. And then also Lawrence and I'm blanking on the Eagles. I'm blanking. How can I be blanking on his name? He's the best quarterback in the league right now.
Trevor Lawrence.
No, Trevor Lawrence under, and also the Eagles scored. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, gosh dang it. So I would also say his under passing yards. So I'll get those numbers here soon, but I'm taking all unders on this game.
Okay. All right. I like that. Next play, got an interesting game here. Cardinals, Panthers. Surprisingly to me, the Cardinals are 2.5 point underdogs, or one. Actually, it depends on where you're betting. I think some books is 2.5.
Oh, not much.
I got you.
Huh?
No, keep going. There's someone that was not muted.
I thought he was asking a question, like how many units. But
was he? So
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I muted him because I thought he was on the phone. Hey Lee, if you were asking a question, just put that in the chat, please.
All right, yeah. Anyways, Cardinals, Panthers. The Cardinals are wherever you're betting, anywhere between 1 to 2.5 underdogs. And I'm on the Cardinals here, personally. I think they're the better team. I think overall, the Cardinals have had a very tough schedule, their first 3 games. Chiefs, who they got basically destroyed by. They faced the Raiders, who haven't been that good, but are still a decent team. And who they just faced last week? I'm blanking now.
The Chiefs or
No, last
Panthers?
week. Who they just fixed week 3? Whatever, they've had a tough schedule regardless. There's the point.
Right.
Oh, the Rams.
The Rams. Yeah. I was just looking it up. The Rams.
The Rams, they've had a very tough schedule opposed to the Panthers, who have faced the Browns, the Giants, and oh my God, the Browns, the Giants, and the Saints, who are not great offenses. I think the Cardinals, one, have the best or the highest blitz rate. We'll answer your question in a minute. They have the highest blitz rate in the league. They blitz Patrick Mahomes a lot. Mahomes burned him, but Baker Mayfield historically has been terrible against blitzes. So I think the Cardinals defense shuts down the offense of the Panthers a bit. And I think the Cardinals pull out a close one. I'm taking their money line at a 3-unit play. So that's my play there.
That's a fucking game.
Do what?
Huh?
Is that to us, Chris, or someone else? Please mute yourself. If you join, please mute yourself. You just push to talk. I think he's just talking to someone else.
Contrail, I will. If you could just put your Discord name in the chat, I will chat you privately about that because I have an alternative. So just chat me if you put your Discord name, because I don't know which one you are in Discord. If you
Sam, I got to go grab my computer charger.
Go ahead.
It's downstairs, so hold it down. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got you. But as I was saying, Contrail, just put your Discord username in the chat, and then I'll chat you privately after this is done about some alternatives. Anyways, next game, I'm just going to give my analysis for the Packers-Patriots game. This is an interesting game. Packers are 2-1. Rodgers is fresh off a win against the GOAT, Tom Brady. And they're off a 2-game winning streak while they face a Patriots team who is without Mac Jones and has Brian Hoyer under center. And I'm going to take the Packers here in this game. The Patriots' run offense will be a little worrisome, but I'm not too stressed about that. They're not good enough to really take advantage of the Packers enough to keep it close in this one. And plus, I think the Packers and Aaron Rodgers always pick on worse teams and will always destroy the worst teams. I think this is going to be similar to the Bears on primetime in week 2. I think the Packers cover 9.5, and I'm taking that at 3 units. Any thoughts on the Packers Patriots?
No, nothing on there. That's being played in Green Bay. So yeah. Obviously Lambeau Field is pretty tough place to play. Probably has the best home field advantage than any other team. So but yeah, I'm staying away from that game.
Any other bets you like, Jake? I have a couple more, but I want to kind of get into some
So have you done the Seahawks? You've done the Seahawks-Lions game, right?
We've not gone over that game yet. I actually picked for that game, but you should go first.
All right. So Seahawks-Lions. I really like the Lions this year, but they are out their top 2 receivers, Amon St. Brown, and then DJ Shark just became a game timeout as of about an hour ago. That I believe I may have just saw it an hour ago. So with that, I like the player prop of Josh Reynolds over 4.5 catches. You should be able to get that plus money. It's going to be hard. He's obviously going to be probably double teamed, but I still think the Lions are going to, if they get down, they're going to have to throw it a bunch. So I'm not going to go with his yards, but definitely over 4.5. And then again, I'll put the units in the chat. I'm not going to say the units on here, but because I'm waiting for the game time to see if anything else pops up. So, but yeah, Josh Reynolds over 4.5 catches for the Lions and Seahawks game.
All right. Like that pick a lot, but Josh Reynolds is a good receiver. And I also think even though they are missing Amon-Ra and Shark, they still have some good weapons. I mean, Jamal Williams has been great, and they got TJ Hawkinson at the tight end. And as you said, Josh Reynolds. And also both secondaries, the Lions and the Seahawks, are pretty bad and have let up a lot of points this season. I think the Lions offense is still going to be great. I think the Seahawks offense, who's 12th in DVOA, is still going to be great. So I think both of those teams are still going to have a great offensive days. And that's why I got the over 48.5 at a 2-unit play. Both good offenses, both bad defenses. Not a huge play, but definitely a medium play that you should take.
So to go back, the Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, over under is 239.5. So I'm taking Hurts under 239.5 and Trevor Lawrence under 221.5.
Mhm.
So again, this is based off of weather in Philadelphia. But those are the two, what they're listed on. That's DraftKings right now.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to another game. I want to go to a better game. Want to go to a really good game in the Bucks Chiefs. Definitely going to be one of the most watched games. I would say that's a 425. Oh no, that's the 820 game. So that's the primetime game today. And there's a couple of plays I like here, but I'm going to start off with riding the Buccaneers in this game. And the reason why I'm saying this is they have the best defense in the league through the first 3 weeks. They have depth at every position. Shaq Barrett up front. They got Levante David, Devin White, those guys are the linebackers, and their secondary is absolutely insane. There's not a lot of guys that can score on Tampa Bay. And they're especially going to be able to limit Patrick Mahomes on the pass. They have some of the best coverage guys against Travis Kelce, so I think he'll be neutralized. And I think they're going to miss Tyreek Hill a lot in this game. The Chiefs are. Even though I think the Chiefs are going to be fine without him, I think this game they're going to need him. The Bucks offense has been a little shaky, so that's why I'm not going to go too heavily on this one. But because they're getting Mike Evans back, I think Fournette is going to be able to get in that run game. I'm going to lean Bucks here. Bucks -1 at a 1-unit to 2-unit play. But there's a couple of player props probably that I would take instead. Coming back, I'm liking Mike Evans at over 66.5 receiving yards. He's gone over that in 4 of his last 5 outings, going back all the way to last season. And the only under was against the Saints when Marshawn Lattimore locked him up. I think he's going to be Tom Brady's main target, especially with Chris Godwin. I don't think he's playing. I don't know about Julio Jones. So I think Evans is going to be the main target for the Bucks offense. So I'm liking Mike Evans at over 66.5 receiving yards. I got one more prop, but I'm going to let Jacob say a little bit.
Another emotional game for me. I am not a Tom Brady fan in the slightest. Tom Brady and obviously Peyton Manning rivalry. He's with the Pastrix. I believe that. With the titles, you'll put a little asterisk up there next to him. So I think Kansas City, being a huge Colts fan, definitely have a tinfoil put on top of my hat on why the Colts won that, but Colts still got a W, and I'm happy about that. I think they bounce back. Especially, I forget the guy that had that controversial personal foul penalty on the Colts last drive. I think
I
he's gonna
watched
have it.
that one.
Yeah, he's gonna have it was the Colts last drive. He got up and sacked Ryan. It was gonna be like 4th and 20 or something, and he said something. The ref threw a flag, but nobody knows what he said. So must have said something pretty bad for the ref to throw the flag. But I think the Kansas City defense is gonna show up today. But I'm on a fade. I'm not gonna bet. I'm not betting that game. So
I was about to say we had another
I'm not
head-to-head
fading the
matchup.
Bucks. Yeah, I'm not.
And I'm going to bring up the stats for those head-to-head matchups. I'm 75% 3-1.
He is 3-1 against me
head-to-head. So
the
numbers don't lie, guys. Numbers don't lie. Anyways, next game. That is one of my favorite games. Actually, one more thing I like, and it's definitely a small play, but it's something that I think is worth a shot. And that is Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception. I think the running game is really not great. You saw McKinnon and Hilaire not do well against the Colts. The Colts kind of stuffed them last week. And I think that's going to be more of the same against the second best run defense in the league. I think Mahomes is going to have a lot of passing attempts. I think he will have some success, but I think at some point in the game, that elite secondary will pick him off. I wouldn't go too heavy on that play, but if you're putting in the same game parlay, I would definitely throw him over Mahomes over 0.5 interceptions in this game.
Nice.
Can
Can we go to my Colts? My Colts and Titans? Can we hit that
Let's
game
go Colts and Titans. Let's go Colts and Titans.
Since I've been praising them so much.
Let's go Colts and
If you're on
Titans.
DraftKings, I would go and get they have Jonathan Taylor for 1 touchdown boosted to plus 100, which is kind of insane to think about. Anytime you can get Taylor to score a touchdown at plus money, I would definitely take it. And that's why we preach bankroll management. So for me, I have my units are 3 units, and I'll give like a quarter unit or half a unit based off of the odds here and there. But definitely have bankroll management, and you shouldn't be betting. For me, 1 unit is 1/10 of my bankroll. So definitely I wouldn't be betting
A 10th?
or 1%. Sorry, 1%.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's a lot.
1% of what your bankroll is what your unit should be. So yeah, 1/10 is pretty high, isn't it? So definitely Manning rivalry. Brady owned him in Indy. I see that. I see that. I just now saw that. But yeah, and then I'm looking for it right now on FanDuel. Jonathan Taylor's over rushing touches, total rushes. So I'm staying away from the -4 is difficult. Obviously, if it was like 3 or 2.5, probably would have hit that on the Colts, but it's usually a close game between these two teams. They are in Lucas Oil, so Colts definitely have a home field advantage there. It's a super loud stadium, but yeah, I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor over on his rushes, and I'll give you that number here in a second.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I think the Colts offense has been slightly unreliable, but I still agree that that's a nice pick. My only pick here, because I don't trust the Colts offense, and I think the Titans offense isn't great, is the Titans team total under 19.5. You can get that on DraftKings. I'm not sure what it is on FanDuel right now, but I would definitely take under 19.5 on the Titans team total. The Colts are getting back Shaq Leonard, one of the best linebackers in the league. And the Titans offense has been bad. Derrick Henry is their offense, and he's at like 3.6 yards per carry. It was okay last week against Las Vegas, but Las Vegas has maybe one of the worst defenses in the league. I think 28th in DVOA. So I'm a big fan of the Colts to hold the Titans under 19.5. I'll take that at 2 units.
Awesome. So yeah, Henry, and that's the thing. The Titans have the second worst rush defense in the NFL, only behind the Chicago Bears. And the Bears gave up very few yards that first game because there's no offense in the entire game. So the 30th run rank team against arguably the best runner. I'll take Taylor over 92.5 yards is 50-50. I mean, that's why it's -110. So he hasn't really had a huge breakout game. He's definitely due for one. But I just think they're going to feed him the rock, and that's 20.5. So over 20.5. With Shaq Leonard coming back, his under 70.5 is enticing, but I'm not going to put that play. But that's definitely, hopefully the defense will step up, and then the Colts will get their second W and on the way to the division championship. I did put a play a couple weeks ago. You can get them at plus money at plus 100 to win the division. If they win this game, that's going to go down probably to the -200s. I'm assuming -180 or so. So that's definitely also a good.
It's going to be between them and the Jags.
Right.
If
the Jags lose, then I'll hedge that bet with the Jacksonville Jaguars to win the division. And then you're pretty much guaranteed money unless the Titans turn it on at the end of the season.
No. I doubt the Titans are going to turn. But I want to go to the battle of the 2 terrible teams this week in the Bears and the Giants. It's pretty crazy to think one of these teams is going to be 3-1. You've probably seen that a couple times.
Right.
Both teams are really bad. And surprisingly, I'm favoring the Bears here in this position. I am from New York, so it pains me to say it, but I am fading the Giants, so I'm going with the Bears. Roquan Smith has been ruled in, so he will be playing. And We got a guy in the chat, a Giants fan in the chat. And basically, the Bears have a great run defense. They also have a great pass rush, which is not a great, but a decent pass rush, a good enough pass rush to counteract the terrible Giants pass protection. Giants also lost Sterling Shepard, their only competent receiver. Kenny Golladay is basically just robbed the Giants. And other than that, the receiving core is terrible. Daniel Jones also holds onto the ball for the most time out of any quarterback. And second place actually is Justin Fields. So again, the battle of two pretty bad quarterbacks. But the Bears, despite Justin Fields' struggles, have been like decent, outside of the loss of the Packers. They shut down the 49ers and beat the Texans by a last-minute field goal. So I am a big fan of the Bears in this situation. I think they're not a good team. They're like an okay team against the Giants, but the Giants will have no offense at all. So give me the Bears to cover. I think they're actually.
I'm with you on lay on that as well.
Yeah, they're actually underdogs in this game, so I'm taking them at +3. I think they're at +2.5 right now, but I'm gonna get the field goal insurance. Give me +3 on the Bears.
So you think the Bears are going to come into New York and beat
I think they're gonna
Saquon
come into New York and
on Saquon's comeback year?
Who is Daniel
Saquon?
Jones going to pass to? Are they just going to give Saquon Barkley 115 carries?
I mean, that's a
Like, no
pretty
way.
good bet right there. It's get Saquon's player price.
Yeah.
All
Thank you,
right, well,
JP.
put it on the record books. I'm about to be 3-2. I am taking the Giants.
Okay. Great.
But another player prop that so Justin Fields has the lowest passing over under in the last 5 years. Can you guess what that's at?
Oh, I saw this. Wasn't it at like
145?
Yeah, wow. That is
So that's
really
how
low.
bad that Vegas thinks Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears passing game is. So
Well, I think also Chicago Bears thinks Justin Fields is pretty bad too. I mean,
fair.
he only passed for 107 yards. He had 2 picks. He's like, that was really bad.
Yeah. So I'm staying away from that player prop. Again, put my tinfoil cap on. There's a reason that these social media companies like BR Betting, DraftKings Sportsbooks puts that on there, because then everyone's gonna be like, oh, let's hammer Justin Fields under, or let's hammer Justin Fields over, what have you. Vegas definitely knows what they're doing. That's why they're one of the most profitable entities in the United States. But I definitely think the Giants are going to win this by at least a field goal. So I will take the Giants at -3 on this one.
Oh,
So,
all right. I'm telling guys, 75%, and it's gonna be what is 4-1? What is that? 83 or something?
JT's iPhone says
Yeah, I know. I saw
the
JT and I are gonna be winners today. You guys so yeah, we're gonna be good.
All right. So let's see if you go up 4-1 on me.
We'll see. We got a couple, I think maybe one more game that I'm looking at, and this is the Chargers versus Texans game. Justin Herbert's a little bit banged up. And besides Justin Herbert, I mean, Keenan Allen's out. Joey Bosa needs surgery. So a depleted Chargers team has lost a lot of their talent, but I'm still backing the Chargers here. One of the reasons why the Jaguars dominated the Chargers was because of the pass rush, and actually Justin Herbert's passer rating dropped 60 points when he's under pressure, which is pretty crazy. So the Texans are not going to be able to bring that pressure. Plus, I can't remember his name now. I'm blanking on it, but the Chargers get their center back on the offensive line. So I think the Chargers are going to be, or Justin Herbert's going to be much better staying in the pocket, especially with his injury. And he's going to be able to find his other receivers. The Texans also have a pretty bad defense and have faced a couple of bad offenses in the Indianapolis Colts and the Chicago Bears, other teams like that, a lot of bad passing offenses. So I'm backing the Chargers to cover 6 here. Let's go. Let's ride.
All right. Well, the line is now down to -5.5. So
Minus 5.5. Better lock it in.
so
Lock it
I'm
in.
I'm staying away from this game. The Texans are surprisingly decent this year.
They are. They
And
do keep games close. I'm a little
Right.
worried about that, but other than that, I
But,
think looking at the analytics.
but yeah, I don't know. With Herbert, I mean, broken ribs are not fun. I don't know if his are broken or sprained or what, but he's definitely playing in some pain. But yeah, if they can get their run game going, then I think it'll be all right. But I don't have a play on this game.
And then final game.
All right, King Me, let's get it. 2-2. You got.
No, I'm excited.
Oh
for
no,
the
he's
Giants.
rolling with the Bears. Oh dang. All right, 3 against 1. Man.
I like those odds. It's fine. I'm cool with that. Anyways, final game. This is the final game of the evening, or of the day, is the Jets Steelers. This nice little 1:00 game. Very low total. I think the total is at 41.5. So pretty low total. And surprisingly, the Steelers are favored 3.5. I think the Steelers offense is not good, especially with Mitchell Trubisky under center. And Tomlin is a good coach.
Yeah.
But he's a defensive coach, so I'm not sure that's going to really help the offense that much this game. I think there's a good chance that the Steelers win this game, but I think it's going to be very close, low scoring, ugly game. The Jets, I'm pretty sure the Jets get Zach Wilson back this game. So,
okay,
especially with Zach Wilson back, no Joe Flacco now. I like the Jets to cover 3.5, 1 to 2 unit play. It's going to be an ugly game, but I think by more than a field goal, I think the Jets cover 3.5. So taking the points.
You're right. Steelers are definitely a disappointment this year, but I'm fading this as well. I don't have any plays on this game.
Mm-hmm. I think that's all of our
Justin Jefferson prop bet hit. Saints are trying to keep this close on the
Vikings. Yeah, let me see. Wait, so how many? What are his stats right now? He's on my fantasy team.
Jefferson has 8 receptions for 91 yards.
Oh, that's good. Any touchdowns?
Nope, no touchdowns.
Right, that's still fine.
They like to kick field goals, I guess. They don't like to score touchdowns.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. I think I was looking at the Vikings first half spread and it hit. So
yes. So in the under's looking pretty good right now. So under 44. We'll see. That's 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. The Vikings are driving. They're on the 35, but
let's just do a quick little recap. I'm gonna go through all of my picks for the day, and then Jacob will go through all of his quickly. So here are my quick picks. I had the Browns -1, more talented team, set third in offensive points. Give me the Browns -1. Cowboys -3. The pass rush is going to get to Carson Wentz again, like it did to Daniel Jones. He has the most sacks in the league. Give me a solid defense in the Cowboys to cover -3. Jaguars +7 against the against the Eagles. Similar teams. I really like Trevor Lawrence in this offense, and I like the pass rush to get to Hurts. I think this is going to be a much closer game than people anticipate. Give me the Jaguars +7 with some touchdown insurance. Underdog of the day, Cardinals Panthers. We got Cardinals money line here. I think the more talented team. They've had one of the hardest schedules through the first 3 games. And I think that blitz rate is going to get to Baker Mayfield. Cardinals win. Packers Patriots in Lambeau. Give me the Packers 9.5. Little worried about the explosiveness of Green Bay, but I think it's going to be a similar game to the Patriots. I think they really neutralize the Patriots. They're not going to be able to pass on the Packers, the Patriots, and maybe the run will do something, but I think the Packers neutralize it and cover 9.5 in Lambeau. Actually, we didn't go over one game, which was the Broncos Raiders divisional match. Do you want to go over that quickly, or should I just?
No, I think I have no idea what to do with those 2 teams. So
I have a little pick here, but I'll go through it quickly.
All right,
I have the Broncos +2.5 against the Raiders. I think their offense will get going. They have the worst red zone to touchdown ratio through the first 3 games, only scoring touchdown on 14% of their red zone attempts. So I'm liking them to cover 2.5. Plus, I think that defense will lock down a Raiders offense who's been pretty bad. Not to mention the Raiders defense has been pretty bad too. A play I think Jacob and I disagree on, but it's not a matchup.
One real quick,
Yep.
a live bet is Leeds money line. I just did a draw no bet on Aston Villa at plus 135. So for Premier League, so there's 15 minutes into the first half. I'm taking Aston Villa draw no bet plus 135. And then you can go ahead to the disagreement that I'm gonna win.
Anyways, then play that Jacob and I disagree on, but I don't think it's a matchup, so this won't count towards the head-to-head as he's not taking the Chiefs. But I have the Bucks in this game -1. Defense is the best in the league. They're good all around. I think Mahomes is going to have a hard time taking that many attempts through the air. I also think he'll probably have an interception along with the Bucks offense targeting Mike Evans a lot. So I like his receiving yards as well. Those 3 picks in that Bucks Chiefs game are my favorites. Then Chargers versus Texans. Texans, as Jacob said, do have a knack to keep games close, but I like the Chargers here. Again, O-line, they got their center back, and I don't think the Texans will be able to put the pass rush on Herbert. I think Chargers cover 6 or 5.5 right now. Then here's our head-to-head of the day. Bears Giants. I have Bears +3. Jacob has Giants -3. The only way I really see the Giants covering 3 is if Saquon is able to have an all-time game. They do not have a single competent receiver, the Giants. And the Bears aren't too good either, but I think with Khalil Herbert in that rushing game, I think they'll be able to put some points on the board, and I think they'll cover 3 in a close game. And then my final play, Seahawks, Lions. I took the over on this game. I think this is going to be a battle of 2 offenses against 2 bad defenses. Both teams are letting up tons of points. The Seahawks would have let a ton of points against the Broncos if there weren't 2 fumbles on the 1-yard line in week 1. And they let up 27 points to the Falcons and 31. Oh, wait. Who did they face week 2? The Seahawks? Do we know?
No, I'm not. I look at the games. I look at the
I know they
money
lost that
line.
week. I still remember who they faced now.
Seahawks week 2.
Quickly, so we can.
It's 49ers.
That's right. And they gave up a bunch of points to the Niners, right? How many? 27?
27. Yeah.
So they gave up a lot of points to the Niners.
Damn,
and they're
you remember this stuff. I look at you got a photographic memory or something?
I don't know how I remember that. But the Lions are a much better offense than the Niners, who just scored 10 points against the Broncos. So I like this game to go over. And that's my final pick. Jacob, if you want to run through your picks quickly.
Awesome. So yeah, I just got the Aston Villa live draw no bet plus 135. So if you're all on here, that is a live bet. I had the Minnesota Vikings game under 44, and I had Justin Jefferson over 6.5 touches, which was has already hit. And then, Minnesota New Orleans under 42 is what it ended up being, that live or the bet before. I have Josh Reynolds over 4.5 yards catches. Sorry, Josh Reynolds over 4.5 catches. The Lions game, 2 of the top receivers are out for the Lions, so he's going to get a lot of passes his way. That is at plus 110, so another plus money pick. Eagles, so I have a lot of plays on the Eagles. Eagles Jags under 44.5, Hurts under 239.5, and Lawrence under 221.5. That is very risky. If I were y'all, take 1 or 2 of those, just because obviously if the rain lets up or if the defense just doesn't show up to play, and it's a high scoring game, then you don't want to go 0-3 on that. So definitely safer bet I would say would be the Eagles Jags under 44.5. If one team gets up a lot, then there's a lot of possible garbage time yards thrown. And then I have Jonathan Taylor over 20.5 touches for the Colts Tennessee game. 97.5 is his total yards. That's going to be tough. Titans do have the 30th run defense, but they know each other. So they play each other 2 times a year. They obviously the last few years have been in the top of the division. So I'm gonna stay away from the Taylor over. And then FanDuel has a prop bet of Jonathan Taylor for a touchdown at plus 100. Definitely going to throw half a unit on that as well.
Okay.
So let me look real quick to see if there's any quick baseball. Do you have anything else you want to go over?
Not for baseball. I haven't done too much on that
Okay.
so far. So no, I'm not nothing for baseball today. There is though the final game in the Braves Mets series. That's going to be interesting. Braves are up 2-0 in the series after taking last night's game, and they're in the lead of the division. So maybe I'll do some research on that game and put a play in there because that's going to be a very interesting game. And it's one of the only games at this point that still has like value on it. A lot of these are kind of garbage time games with a lot of the playoff spots being locked up, but this one's a good one. So
yeah, who's home? Is that New York?
Atlanta. Atlanta's at home.
Okay, because obviously if Timmy Trumpet comes out to play, then that's huge. I mean, anytime oh shoot, who's that pitcher? I'm blanking on his name. That comes out, he's a reliever. Anytime he has the chance to come in and relieve the game.
On the Mets, Edwin Diaz?
Diaz, yeah. Or the closer, yeah. Anytime he has a chance to close the game, it's at New York. The place is electric.
Yes, he's crazy.
So that's definitely, but without any research, I think New York possibly would be a good pick.
Underdog, so that wouldn't be a bad pick.
Right. So, but yeah, that's not an official pick. We got to do a little bit of looking, numbers, whatnot. So do you all have any questions? We have, let's say, 5 minutes. Put any questions in the chat. If you all don't have access to DraftKings, FanDuel, any sports books, reach out to us in the Discord. We can help you with that. But yeah, again, bankroll management. A lot of these player props or these live bets I'll do is I'll do very few live bets or player props if my main bets have not hit. I have a unit total that I kind of want to reach every day. And if I'm not there, then I stay away from the live bets. So
yeah. Something also nice to download, and it's very helpful, is I downloaded Action Network. Jacob put me onto this app. It's completely free for the features we're recommending. All you do is it's great for tracking your games. So basically you just put in the play you have. They don't have access to a lot of player props, but you can always just do a custom bet with the custom odds and all that, and it'll track it for you. A great play that a great feature I like is it gives me notifications on the game when someone scores. Quick question for you, Jacob.
Yeah. So let me look at what the line is right now live. It could have moved, but that's what I got to fill this game at. Damn, the Saints just took the lead.
Wait, no. I think someone's mistaken on your thing because they're saying it's 44.5. I think
so 40 the Philly Jags game right now is under 44 live.
Oh, you want the Eagles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm bugging. My bad. I thought you meant the Philadelphia Phillies.
No. Yeah.
A little bit. Oh yeah, the under is not.
If
what do you have the under at? What do you have the under at?
40 right now. Live DraftKings is 44.
And what did you have it at?
I got? I think I got it at 44.5.
Yeah, and it's at 46 right now, so you're still fine. Or no, 47.
So I got it at 44. Yeah. So
Ooh, all right. It's gonna be close. They get a couple stops. Maybe.
Right. I'm oh, you're talking about the Saints game right now?
Yeah.
So I got that at 42.5 under. So
that's like I don't know. That was looking.
I know it was looking good the first half, but we'll see.
Yeah, it was looking good the first half. Was that like?
But that Justin Jefferson prop bet definitely helps. So if we can break even, then we should be good. But I have faith in the Vikings. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen's going to come down and score a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, so. And back to what I was saying, Action Network. It's a great if you just throw Jacob or my picks on there. It'll give you notifications if you don't have time to watch the game or track the game, and you can just kind of see if your bet is winning instead of having to go and like worry about it and check it during things. It'll just give you a quick little notification. It also shows you how much you're up You can wager, and it shows you how much you're up on each sport. We do our separate tracking there too. So I just started doing my tracking on there. I don't know how long ago. Well, Jacob just started tracking his units, so we're both doing our tracking on there. It also tracks the individual sports, so we can like tell you guys which sports we're doing really well on, which will also give us a good estimate of how well we're going to do in different months because of when the sports are on. So yeah, that's it for me.
So a couple money signs just came in on the Yankees and the Orioles. On the Orioles against the Yankees. So Orioles might get an upset today. I will put a play there closer to one. It's a 135. Is when the first pitch is thrown. So the Orioles might get an upset there against New York, and then money is coming in on Pittsburgh as well. So again, around that pitch is at 2:15. So around 2:00, I will look to finalize that bet. But right now the money's coming in on Pittsburgh and Baltimore for baseball. So definitely 2 picks to be on the lookout for.
Okay, is that it?
Awesome. Hey, that was pretty good. Is that right at an hour?
Good. I like that.
All right. You have a great Sunday.
Look out for the Bears-Giants game. Look out for me going 4-1. Get our head head. So
I'm just sweating this Vikings game right now. This is embarrassing. How are you losing to an Andy Dalton-led Saints without Alvin Kamara? This is
very weird.
Put the tin hat on. So
but that was it, guys. Track the games, lock them in. Let's have another great week like we did last week. Okay?
We'll post these. I'll post these with my units in the VIP chat, or sorry, the VIP sports chat.
Oh, all right.
Awesome.
All right. See you guys.